I guess if it's not, they can't hear me anyway. Meh. Yes, so the second semifinal is going to be none other than Mad Abs versus Modesty.
Modesty, interesting. This should be good. Modesty is a guy I kind of class basically alongside Zero, in terms of level. I'm not sure if that's correct.
Well, that's a good. Now that I think about it, I don't really know where I class him. Like,
Exactly.
I wouldn't have thought he was as good as Zero, but he is pretty darn good. So, and he was
Yeah,
like on like for Nation Wars, he was. I'm pretty sure on the A team for the USA.
that
Huh.
takes some doing.
Yeah.
Well, presumably he's a very capable player, but he's a bit like Zero in that I'm never exactly sure quite how capable he is of taking down really top players. So I'd kind of put him in the same league. But as we can see, Zero, pretty good player, judging by that last set of games. So very possibly Modesty, pretty good player also.
Possibly, possibly. But he is going to be facing Mad, who is a very good player as well. And
Yep.
we're actually, so we saw Mad play as EVT already against Pez. This time Mad's going to be playing the Terran against Modesty's Zerg. So some more TVZ action here in this best of three. I'm very, very excited now. I remember when I first saw Mad, I mainly knew him as a Terran player, even though he was a race picker.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw a lot more of his Terran games than his other races. So pretty excited to see what he can do here.
I would say he's predominantly a Terran player if I had to pick. With Protoss definitely being his weakest overall, I would say.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Usually it's backwards, isn't it? People are better.
Yeah, I
at
know.
Protoss.
Usually it's the other way around, but I think that's just how he likes it.
All right. Well, with that, let us go on to game number one.
Let's go.
And here we go into game number one at the 12 o'clock position. As the orange Terran, we have Mad Abs, and his opponent, the red Zerg at the 6 o'clock, Widow Killer, who I've been told is Modesty.
Yeah, and I've been keeping an eye on the stream chat as well in between. According to the helpful Jonathan Merklin, Modesty will be in the tournament regardless, whereas if Mad beats Modesty, he's in the main tournament. If he loses to Modesty, he is out. So this makes for a very interesting matchup. It is basically Mad's position on the line. Modesty is good either way if we are to believe the ever helpful Jonathan Merklin in the chat.
But I bet you Modesty doesn't know that.
I would imagine so.
Right?
Yeah, which gives it a bit of an edge. Not that we'd see any kind of match fixing craziness anyway, because there's credibility on the line here, and that can't be underestimated either.
And you don't know, and the thing is, the players don't know how the round of 24 groups are formed. Maybe higher ranks give them better seeds.
Oh, here we go.
Oh! Well, Matt
Mad
hasn't played in any qualifiers, so
I
he
think
is not.
I think asking Mad how many points he has in this tournament is yeah. He wouldn't even know if he did have points, to be honest.
Typical Brood War player, Matt doesn't know anything except how to play Brood War.
That
It's
is
really funny how like computer illiterate so many high-level Brood War players are.
I know, it's really funny, isn't it? Really, really funny. But yeah, that's actually really interesting that you mentioned that. It's kind of not the usual guys that are kind of a bit game hoppery. They'll go from one game to the other.
Are we gonna see an eBay block?
Yes.
We got some nice trash talk. I'm loving this. eBay block. Do it. Do it. Boss mode. What he should actually do is build a barracks touching the minerals, and then he can build a marine in the gap. I love that trick.
Yeah. Oh, that's always good. I absolutely love that one too. And that wouldn't be completely surprising to see that.
Oh, here we go.
And he's kind of fancying his chances. He's doing a little bit of drone blocking. I don't think he's showing any particular intent to do an eBay block, but he might do it. Yeah, will we see the eBay? There we go. That's just annoying. Making the eBay, of course, spawns in with 100, well, nearly 100 health apparently, so that's going to take a while for one drone to splatter.
And he's got a gas elegant. Look at this guy, Mad, busting out the Saniki strats.
Well, yeah, busting out the Andre strats.
What is up with this? What is up with all these Terrans and not playing One Rax Expands? Oh, you foreign Terrans, you.
I'd be surprised to see a One Rax expand at this point. Didn't we see one? Didn't we see one earlier?
We saw one in like all of the TVZs this in all the qualifiers.
There have been a fair number, haven't there? We've
seen
a
lot.
Yeah, it's actually really strange. It's just the current trend.
Oh my god, 700 minerals and he still doesn't have a hatchery.
Oh damn, that's rough. Will it go to 800? No, probably not. There you go.
730.
Wow, that's tough times for poor old Modesty. And throwing down a third hat-trick, excuse me, right away, wasting no time and trying to get that bank down, making a gas in his main as well.
Yeah.
Get money.
You know what the awesome thing about that epic block was? Is that he won't have time to build Sunkens by the time the Vulture gets there. The creep won't have spread yet. So he can't even build a Sunken to stop the Vulture that's incoming. Look at this, the factory's almost done. The hatcheries are not even halfway done yet. He will not have creep to build a Sunken.
That is a very shrewd observation indeed. You are absolutely right. And that is nasty for poor old Modesty. Mad, pulling out the super cool game tricks, and that Vulture is of course going to be popping out any second now. Those 3 Marines are going to see it safely. He just has to not do an Andre, and he has to get it past the initial force of Zerglings, but that should be fairly simply done.
What is his Overlord doing? He's got to be careful. He needs to not walk in there and like die to Marines. That'd be funny. Because
it looks like.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So sorry, Mad for some reason decided to land his barracks at that crucial moment and thus wall his Vulture, and I thought maybe that was a mistake, but no, he lifted up. He gets the Vulture straight back out again. A little bit weird. I think he's worried about Zerglings catching it unawares, and it's going to be making its way rather ominously towards Modesty's natural expansion. Modesty's got a race against time to try and get some kind of Sunken Colony defense going. He's going to have to try and block with the Lings, and he's doing a pretty good job. Mad getting annoyingly distracted, pointlessly distracted. He needs to go now and try and get that Vulture snuck by, because that creep colony is going to become a Sunken Colony very soon. It looks like it's going to be to no avail. All the Lings are going to go down, but I think it's going to be too late. That's going to be a Sunken Colony by the time he arrives for sure.
It's going to be extremely close, but yeah, I think it will be just in time. So the Ling's doing their job, distracting long enough. He's actually built a second Sunken because he's afraid that the Vulture will actually run around the left side and then the back of the minerals into the main, which is highly possible, in fact. So, wow, forced to make a second Sunken. Oh, he can actually even just chill on the left. Actually, without a second Sunken, he could have just sat on the left side by the gas and arranged the minerals anyway. So I guess that also helps. Wow, he's actually building more Vultures. Is he going to go for a Vulture drop after this? So 1 Wraith, and I think it's a Vulture drop.
So. Yeah, there we go. We have the control tower coming in.
Wait, but he's still building a barracks as well.
Interesting. Okay, so we're going to see something a little bit out of the ordinary from Mr. Mad Abs right here. He's going to be doing a Vulture drop followed up by presumably some kind of Marine medic play. The factory is now lying idle, so he doesn't have any great plans to continue producing out of that. The Wraith going to go and do a little bit of harassment of its own. That should be good fun.
Man.
Taking up 1 Overlord, and Modesty is in fact briefly supply blocked, so he's going to have to.
Dude, this is actually going to be amazing because Modesty's not even getting a lair. He's going pure Hydras. He got Hydra range. He's getting Hydra ups, expecting some kind of fancy like 2-port Wraith or drop shenanigans, and he's going to get hit in the face with a bunch of bio and siege tanks as well, perhaps. And those are just going to be perfect against the Hydralisks, the mass Hydras. I mean, he's only going to have Hydra Ling. He's actually getting Burrow. That's interesting.
That's curious, but I don't know how much it's really going to help him. I think the Burrow is to defend against dropships, which he probably assumes will be coming. And he's right, but this is interesting. We actually have a Marine medic group being loaded straight into the dropship, while I think the Vultures have some kind of other plan. And this is very curious. That Wraith as well, doing a very good job of seeking out hidden Overlords. And once again, Modesty is supply blocked. He's managed to get a few more.
He's going to elevator the Vultures in, actually. He's going to drop the Medic Marine and then elevator the Vultures as well, and they'll have mines.
Modesty knows it, though. Modesty has a strong feeling that something underhand and untoward is about to come towards him. But crucially, he's moving. Oh, I thought he was going to move Hydras out of the main base at that point, but he is going to see the drop as it comes in. Mad is going to have to get some medics out to keep those Marines alive, and it looks like the dropship may go down. No, the dropship does manage to survive, and the Marines and medics stim in. There's a Spore Colony, but no Sunken Colony. That's a very strange Spore Colony. Why would you bother with that when you're just defending against a Wraith and dropship? Surely Sunken Colony would have been the better choice. Fireback going down immediately. Vultures are going to come in now. They're going to go straight into Hydras fire. That's not too great, but they will be able to lay down mines, and that's going to be really difficult for these Hydras to deal with. So many drones going down here as well, but it looks like the Marines are going to be taken care of. But oh no, the drones running straight into the Vultures. Nice catch there from Mad. He's going to be able to take down a good number of these drones, which accounts for... Oh, nice Burrow.
Man, I thought that would go a lot better for Matt. I think he didn't quite micro those Marines correctly.
Yeah, he got
so but that went very well.
Yeah, that went nicely. Yeah, I think he wasn't just quite careful enough with those Marines, and he got them right in an optimal path for the drones to be able to drill them. A little bit careless from him there, but it still did a decent amount of damage. He was able to take down many, many drones, and a good number of Hydralisks too. We now have 3 Hydralisks coming out from Modesty, not too scary, and that Wraith going to see what it can pick up in the meantime.
Yeah, and there's actually only 3 drones left mining in the main. He sent a few more now, but you can see he's not even mining the main gas. He doesn't really need it. He's not many tech units to make with the gas. He still has no lair, in fact, so he can only make Hydra Link. Oh, he's gonna catch a dropship! It's got 6 HP! He's got speed, he can catch it, maybe! Oh no, he's gonna run into a mine! Ah!
Oh!
The reverse lure. That dropship, 6 HP, 1 shot left, and it actually just killed 2 Hydras. What a boss.
Flying by the seat of his pants right there. Somehow keeping that dropship alive. That is some crazy stuff. Oh, and he's got a funny little marine wall. Look at that in his face. That's amazing. Oh, I was really enjoying that. SCV is just so confused. That dropship really got up with murder right now.
Oh, the Raid's gonna die though. The Raid is gonna die. 1 Vulture sneaking around the back.
Oh, dropship almost getting caught by Hydralisks again. This is pretty dicey. Yeah, 2 times.
Oh, and he laid mines on the ramp, so if I just go to defend it, they just get blown up. I'm loving this play by Mad. God, this is awesome. Mad, you are crazy and awesome.
Well, he is. This is really cool. This is exactly the kind of thing I was hoping we'd see out of him. Really, really nice strategic play. And he's now pushing a great force forward towards Modesty's rather insignificant force. He could lose a couple of siege tanks at the back, though. Modesty going to push forward, might be able to pick off, will definitely be able to pick off. Oh no, not even managing to get that 1 siege tank, pulling his Hydralisk back to save them as Mad closes the Marine noose right there, and he's going to have to fall all the way back across the map. But Modesty just has nothing. Look at that natural expansion. It's so defenseless against this Marine tank count we've got coming in here.
And still no lair even. How is he supposed to... See, this is what I'm talking about. How does he defend this composition with Hydra Link? It's just impossible. It's physically impossible. Yeah. He need like a 10-to-1 unit advantage to even break this. I mean, this is
and
just...
he can't make anything else.
Exactly.
He has no option.
Exactly. This is just brilliant by Mad. He's splitting up his forces a little bit. It's a little bit dangerous, but fortunately he's going to regroup before engaging. Oh, he's just going to walk around the back of the natural. He's going to siege the back of the natural.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pain. Is Modesty just going to counterattack?
Yeah, but it's not really going to go anywhere. We have a good number of Marines and a siege tank outside the front of Mad's base to defend that, and Modesty, in fact, decides to turn around. Those 2 spider mines are going to prove to be a minor thorn in Modesty's side. We have a dropship here, presumably to provide spotting services for those siege tanks, which is, of course, going to go very, very nice. They're going to be able to take down that Sun colony as well. And this is bad for Modesty. He's just being really
mine.
Boom.
Nice. All right, 2nd mine. Come on. Give us a big mine hit. Let's go. All right, siege tanks are doing a good job. I really want that mine to hit, though.
It looks like
hey! All right. Gets 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. These mines have just been so worth it for Mad throughout this game. And now those siege tanks are going to be very difficult for Modesty to clean up. They're going to be able to siege away to their heart's content. And if he throws down a scan, he'll see a whole bunch of buried drones as well, which will, of course, be very nice for him. But now Modesty is down to 1 base, and he is only just now beginning his lurker upgrade. Mad is all over this game. He is in such a dominating position.
Yeah, there's a Hydra swinging around. They're gonna try and go down the left side. He really wants to dislodge this position. It's gonna be so hard. And now another drop is going to the main. His army is nowhere in sight. There's nothing to stop this drop.
Oh god, this is going to be absolute carnage. Meanwhile, while the force goes around the back to try and clean up these siege tanks, the Marines should be able to be fairly effective. The medics get a little bit left behind. Look at that, all these Hydras going down to that small force of tanks and Marines behind, and the Marines going in the main as well.
GG! Mad taking game number 1 in boss-like fashion. What an amazing game there by Mad. That was awesome.
That was seriously good strategic play. I mean, Modesty was nowhere. Mad's plan coming off flawlessly. Really, really nice play.
It really was. I mean, bravo, Mad. Bravo. I'm just speechless. That was just too good. It was beautiful. Everything went according to plan. You know, the thing is, like, foreigners often try these kinds of tricky things, but then they, like, you know, they mess up their micro, or they, like, get the dropship sniped, or they just can't control stuff, and it fails horribly. And, you know, Matt had a bit of a questionable micro in the first Marine drop, but everything else was just spot on. Love it.
It was really, really clear. Beautiful play. We'll see if Modesty can fight back in the next game, but he's going to have to be so wise to all these tricks. He's going to have to really, really keep on his game.
So, quick break, and then game number 2.